Hinim ishe. Nuncho no fe ohami.
What does that mean? So that
when I look
I didn't hear a word of that.
When I look at where I was and where I am now, I can only be grateful.
Wow, that's a powerful song.
It is very, very.
I like your energy this morning.
Things you've done for me.
Oh yeah. You know, today is Friday.
Okay.
We are getting to it.
I like the company too.
Yeah. Very, very important and necessary. She's sitting on my right hand side.
So what?
So you're far away from the equation.
You're out of the equation.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Super Morning Show here on Joy99.7. If you're just waking up and joining us, you're so welcome. The Drive Safe campaign here on the SMS is brought to you by Joy News and Multimedia Group and is supported by Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Toyota, superior quality. And today's tip, avoid all distractions. Keep both your eyes on the road and your hands on the steering wheel. Be visible. Drive with your lights on when it's dark and foggy. That's how to ensure you drive safe.
We'll bring you Say It Right later, but brought to us by Koba Payment App, Koba, Our Lives Simplified, and Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability is our hallmark.
All right, well, diving straight into the newspaper review is brought to you by Milo, energy to go further, Enterprise Life's Family Income Security Plan, Enterprise, your advantage, and First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
The Daily Statesman, the big story there, President spearheads Green Ghana today. The target is to plant over 20 million trees. Last year, the target was about 5 million. They exceeded by 2 million according to the Forestry Commission. So the project is continuing and the president is expected to plant the first tree for today. No guarantor student loan policy takes off. BCU picks nomination for MPP General Secretary. We know very well that in July they'll be going for their election, so they have to start picking the forms there. And those are the stories making headlines on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
All right, so the Daily Graphic this morning, a Greek revival rests with BOG. That's according to Abraham Odum, the policy advisor behind Nigeria's successful rice production story. Meeting AfCFTA objectives, African central banks to link payment systems. Also, there's another story. It's not on the front page.
Who's saying that about AfCFTA?
I'm not sure. Let me check. Just give me a second. Was the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison.
Oh, so that's the governor.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I moderated a conversation on Wednesday night where he was there. So I think that's where the story
is coming from. Yes. And there's also a story about this same AfCFTA and the importance of incorporating human rights into the objectives, but that's I think in the Ghanaian Times. So let me just finish the headlines on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Relief for students, no guarantor loan policy launched. Because I remember when I was at KNUST and we were the forms came out, you know, when you want to take a student loan and you had to find people to guarantee.
3 guarantors.
It was hectic.
Oh, but you know, in those days, I went to my village. Then I got the guarantors, 3 of them
from the village.
Okay. Because I was in at the University of Cape Coast, so I went to Takrady to Mpoho, then brought them to Takrady, and then it was done. Okay. But when I finished university and I had to start paying, I realized it was one of my greatest regrets that I took the student loan.
Yeah.
Because I didn't use it for anything.
You just chilled.
Charlie,
basically.
Those days when the money comes, they say, loan nabo. Wow. And the boys, you realize that all the pubs on campus will be full. You will
because
enjoy.
People were chilling.
People were chilling. And when I got to third year, I used it to do student politics.
Interesting. I didn't take it, but I do remember.
It was a good decision.
But Winston, I also remember that there were actually a lot of people who could not afford the tuition and hostels and all of that. So it was meaningful to some people.
Of course, for some it was very, very helpful.
Yeah, very helpful.
For others, it was just a way of chilling.
Have you finished paying it?
Yes, I have. I have.
I think the interest that comes with it is what is worrying. We've had instances whereby 2 to 3 years time, they say it's compound interest. So making it very difficult for
10% interest. That's so affordable in our time. 10% interest. So affordable because, when I checked the last time, the total money that I paid wasn't that much. It wasn't absolutely.
It's interesting when we say that interest on a loan is 10% and that's affordable.
In Ghana.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That is very interesting because living in the UK, the interest on, and not on student loans, but just regular interest on loan was about sometimes 6.7%, 8%, 9%. You know, so it just brings it to my mind how getting money in Ghana is so expensive, 10, 15, 20%. And
now it's around 23.
and you're saying
24%.
10% is affordable.
very-
Yeah, no,
Ghanaian
actually.
standards.
No, globally it's not.
No, of course. It's
Yeah.
not.
Let me just run through the middle pages. Shraj engages policy stakeholders on winning public confidence. Will continue to support industrialization drive. That's UNIDO. And back page, Inaki Williams set to gate crash World Cup party. That's it for the Daily Graphic.
Well, let's get to the Chronicle for this morning.
Oh Lord.
Psalm 47 verse 1.
Hear ye the word of the Lord.
Clap your hands, all people. Shout to God with loud songs of joy.
Amen.
And it reminded me of my singing days.
Yes.
You were a chorister?
Oh, yes. A good
Please
one at
don't-
Treble
ask it.
or bass?
Tenor.
Which of them?
that. A good one at that. In those good in the good old days when I used to be
God,
at the
here
Church
we
of
go.
Pentecost, English Assembly in Home Alley Estate.
Oh, okay.
I used to lead a group, Victory Singers, and then we would be singing.
No. What's the other one?
Which one?
The other group that you were in.
Oh, in this thing, Dora Vinyokwa. When I was
Dora Vinyokwa.
Interestingly, I was also a chorister.
let
I
us
was a
move on.
chorister.
This one says no more guarantor for student loan. Please, let's not take our listeners.
You can
for
confirm,
granted.
this is a
Let's
fact.
not take our listeners for granted. Let's get to the big one. So no more guarantor for students loan because of the Ghana card now.
Yeah.
So the conversation is that. Now all you need is your Ghana card and you can get a loan. You don't need any guarantor.
Yeah.
Nana Mahama Kufuor lead tree planting today is also on the front page of the Chronicle. And the other story, Takrady fake kidnap victim appeal fails. The back page, Ecuador to be kicked out of the World Cup over eligibility of their player. We're told that defender Castillo is believed to be Colombian, and so he's not, from
Eligible.
Ecuador,
He's
and that's
Ecuadorian.
and thus they will be disqualified from competing in the World Cup. Well, investigations will be conducted, and if it's found that that's the case, 500 million euros needed to save Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona is struggling. They need money. Wimbledon announces record prize money for next month's Grand Slam, and Paris police chief admits handling of Champions League final was a failure.
Ghanaian Times, there's a worrying story from Boko in the Upper East region. Businessman shot, set ablaze with car at Puziga. DC condemns crime, calls for probe. We know that for some time now, there's some level of instability in Boko, and I'd just like to use this opportunity to appeal to our people that we actually have a strong listenership base in the Upper East region. I know they are listening. We know that Boko is actually a business hub. All these happenings are eroding the gains that they have actually consolidated all these years. And if you look at that stretch, we can connect to Togo, Burkina Faso, and all that. So it's just an appeal that we should allow peace to prevail, so that we'll come back to the normal activities to cushion Mother Ghana in our economy. 1,000 Nigerian illegal immigrants repatriated after Ghana-Niger authorities' agreements. It comes with the picture here and the sources from the BBC house. The story is captured on the middle page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. So about 1,000 Nigerian immigrants living illegally in Ghana, including those who beg on the streets of Accra and its environs, have been rounded up and sent back home. So I think that's actually good news. Streetism has been one of the challenges that we have encountered in our various municipalities or the cities, and I think that's a good achievement there. A sad story, one of my artists, dancehall artists, legend Sonny Kwabena Akono, known as Sonny Bali, is reported dead.
Yes, a sad one. Sonny Bali was the one who gave Samini his chance to shine. Sonny Bali was on, Mary Japon's Adidede. And then when she was going to drop the Cheno Breme, Samini was asked to feature on that one.
Yeah. And that's how
come we all got to know Batman at the time. Batman. And Samini would always acknowledge that, he used to go to Dan Soman, sit there, not doing much. And then, Sonny Bali was listening to him do his own thing and told him that, Charlie, you'll be a good, artist. So why don't I give you a chance to shine? And then he gave him a chance to shine. And it's sad We're told that he passed on yesterday.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. May his soul rest in peace. Okay, so I have the Daily Guide, and there's a story in the middle page that's very interesting. So Nikki Samonas is looking for a guy who moans. She's confessed that she likes men who moan. So that's interesting. Maybe worth having a conversation about why some men are so quiet. On the front page of the Daily Guide, Standards Authority seeks new law. Fisheries Ministry outdoors premix fuel machines. Baumia launches no guarantor student loans policy. Today is Green Ghana Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Green Ghana.
And we'll bring listeners the live coverage of
Yes,
the
we
tree
will.
planting event.
At 8 o'clock?
At 8 o'clock, yes.
Yeah, so we can look forward to that. But I found that apart from, the fact that it's important that we do it as a nation and all of that, it's actually very therapeutic to plant trees. So I started nursing a few seedlings and stuff. So I'll be planting my akokobesa. I don't know if it qualifies as, one of the trees that endure, but I'll be planting my akokobesa and my things in
What
my
is
little
that?
garden.
What is it?
Akokobesa, well, basil.
I don't know.
You
Unless
know
I see,
akokobesa?
You'll be using it to cook.
unless I see.
No. I'll be using it to create fragrance in the air. Anyway, the point is that, brighten the corner where you are. So maybe just plant a tree as well. 20 million
Yeah, 20
to
million
go.
to target, yeah.
So.
I've been giving a coconut, tree that I'll be planting.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abuchina. But when he was here on Wednesday,
He gave you a coconut?
yes, to plant. So I'll be planting that.
Oh, that's very nice.
I'll take good care of
Winston.
it.
Okay, well, join us at 8 o'clock. We'll be taking that live. So interesting stuff for you. Let me just finish up. Back page of the Daily Guide. Premier League suspends Russia deal. COVID-19 strikes stars in Japan. And police beg Liverpool fans for using tear gas. The COVID-19 striking stars. Remember that when we're supposed to start putting on our masks. That's also on the front page of the Daily Guide. Resume wearing of face masks.
Now, the finder for today says acute food insecurity to deteriorate further in 20 countries. That's according to a report.
Wow.
And it says that acute food insecurity is likely to deteriorate further in 20 countries or situations, which including Ethiopia from June to September 2022. And that's according to the joint UN Food and Agriculture Organization and the World Food Programme report. So the joint report, entitled Hunger Hotspots, Early Warning on Acute Food Insecurity, June to September 2022 Outlook, and published earlier this week, said acute food insecurity continues to escalate globally. We're talking about countries such as Ethiopia, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Yemen remaining at the highest alert levels as in the previous editions of the report. You also have Afghanistan and Somalia, and they talk about the fact that the Ukrainian crisis has already caused immense destruction of livelihoods, supply chains, and infrastructure, and contamination with explosive in the country. Now, this is important because we also must start thinking about food security in Ghana.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been having this conversation, and watch this critically. I mean, food insecurity is just not, about unavailability of food. It's also about the quantities that you can even eat and whether you can afford it.
Yeah.
So, yes, there could be food, but can you afford?
Yeah.
It's also another issue.
Because yesterday on the midday news, there's this news segment, the living standards that they do. And I was listening to Mami C. Thompson's report, and she was saying that one bucket of tomatoes has gone from 20 cedis to 40 cedis.
Yeah.
Just like that. I mean, one olonka of gari has tripled. Rice has tripled. 1 5-kilogram bag of rice has gone from 5 years ago 25, 30 cedis to 82 cedis now.
Look, one of the Living Standard series talked about a man who said he no longer has breakfast. He waits and spends 9 cedis on lunch so that he can go home and have something to eat
In the evening.
There are people who say they've had to cut down
Of course.
on their food intakes because we're faced with a challenge where today food prices are going up. And look, when it comes to food inflation of about 30%, that's general food inflation.
Yeah.
But your inflation would always be different. Your food inflation might be different. It could be 100%.
Yeah.
So what that means is that you have to spend so much more just to survive.
Yeah, simply put, you can't get cocoa for 1 cedi 50 pesos anymore. Minimum is 3 cedis. So if you're not ordering 3 cedis, you can't eat cocoa and sugar. One buffalo, they don't actually do the 50 pesos. Buffalo used to be 50 pesos. It's now 1 cedi, the same size.
Now the Gobe Association is also worried about it.
Every year.
3 cities cannot buy Gobe. At first, you could use 3 cedis buy gobe, drink water for 5 hours, and in the night you can take your supper and sleep. Now, you will see that the beans will be floating in the water. You don't see the beans at all. Gary is everywhere. Quite
Anyway,
worrying situation.
finally on the front page, Nanado leads planting of 20 million trees.
Wait, Winston, but talking about food security, I was wondering this the other day. Is it, when we speak about African countries, for example, and food security, is our problem because we don't like the food that we make and that we plant? So I was surprised to find out that Kenya, for example, gets 80% of their wheat from Ukraine. So Ukraine is in a crisis and Kenya doesn't have wheat. And I'm thinking to myself, do they not have the know-how, the infrastructure, the land to grow wheat? And if you don't have that, then is there a way of knowing that, okay, as a country, we do not have the capacity to grow wheat, but we use wheat for everything? So how do we begin to substitute? Or how do we begin to teach people so their mindset changes so that we're using what we have? Because I feel like if we were actually using what we have, what we can grow, then our food security may not be such a problem if our minds are geared rather towards what can we plant, what can we grow, how do we feed ourselves, and stop being so reliant on other countries.
Anyway, you've made a very fantastic point. You live in a country where over the last 5 years we've done planting for food and jobs. You live in a country where today we're talking about reducing the subsidies from 50% to 15%. You live in a country that where, when I was born and going through education, when all of us were going through education, one of the things we learned about in agriculture was the fact that, we should construct more roads so that food will not get destroyed, post-harvest losses. Let's construct, warehouses, storages, silos. We talked about all of those things. It was like a chew and pour for us when we were growing up. We've grown up. We're still talking about these things. The only thing that has remained constant is that we have still not fixed the problem. So it is not a case of not knowing.
It's a case of not doing.
It's the case of not doing. And you ask yourself the question, what is wrong with that? What runs through us? What sort of blood runs through us? And what sort of thinking do we have that we know all the solutions to our problems? And yet we're still faced with
because the solutions will cost us something.
We can do it. Let's get to our online news review, brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goil Good Energy, and Eden Heights. Luxury has a new destination.
All right, well, let me tell you about Eden Heights. It's your home, and your home is more than where you lay your head. So your Eden Heights home gives your family the best quality of life with a full-size football pitch, tennis courts, basketball courts, squash courts, swimming pools, gym, and so much more. Eden Heights is a place where you live, play, and relax. Located just 2 minutes behind the West Hills Mall. Reserve your apartment today with a flexible payment plan of up to 2 years. Book a site tour with us or call our team for more information on 050-153-1444 or 050-153-1445 or visit our website on www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, luxury has a new destination.
All right, so let's get to myjoyonline.com and find out what's happening there. Issues making headlines, and some people live by their stomachs. Togbe appeared there on Paul Admotri's as gracious sessions, and after the BBC News, we'll bring you the full interview that we had with Togbe appeared there. Maxwell Agbagba had that interview, so you can listen to everything. CityNewsroom.com, Green Ghana project planting 20 million trees today, achievable. Forestry Commission. And then BBC News says Trump accused of attempted coup in Capitol riots. Okay, so that's Donald Trump again. Doesn't seem to get out of trouble. Anyway, let's get to the BBC News now, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Edlom Housing, where quality and spacious homes cost less, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
This is a bank, First Atlantic Bank, a shiny purple star to brighten up my day. First Atlantic Bank, professionally different services all day long. First Atlantic Bank, and it feels so cool. I know this is where I belong. Come on, everybody, this is a bank like no other. First Atlantic Bank, follow me, let's go now. Let's go, let's bank.
First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different.
Jack, you know my boss owns a fleet of commercial cars and he drives only brand new vehicles. Latest. Before he hired me, this is what he said. Krachi, my vehicles are my investment. It is a winning, now winning, and you buy any fuel apart from oil. Waboka, sign this undertaking.
But he was right?
Yes, and he's right. GOIL stocks only higher grade fuels, further enriched with XP3, multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and at no extra cost. Available at every GOIL station. Ajibebia. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP. Higher grade fuels, excellent for modern engines and all vehicles. GOIL. Good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Goil is good energy.
Your home is more than where you lay your head. Your Eden Heights home gives your family the best quality of life with a full-size football pitch, tennis courts, basketball courts, swimming pools, gyms, and so much more. Eden Heights is a place where you live, play, and relax. Located just 2 minutes behind the West Hills Mall. Reserve your apartment today with a flexible payment plan of up to 2 years. Book a site tour with us or call our team for more information on 050-1531-444, 050-1531-444, or visit our website www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, luxury has a new destination.